Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Steve, Kayla, and Roman discuss Julie's need for family and friends this Christmas in the pub on today's episode of Days of Our Lives. Hope enters the bar and requests a hug. Hope sighs and says she's concerned about Julie when they inquire how she's doing. After Hope updates them on Beau's progress, Steve receives an alarm to meet with Jack and departs. Steve advises Hope to have faith in Beau before he leaves. When Days Hope catches up with Steve, Kayla, and Roman at the pub, she shakes his hand. After that, Hope acknowledges that she regrets having to leave Julie so quickly but is thankful for the large number of people who are rooting for her. She then inquires as to if anyone has met Doug 3. Although Roman was aware that Doug had a son, he had not heard anything about him in a long time. Julie inviting this complete stranger to live in has not pleased Hope. This so-called Doug Williams is not someone she trusts. Before she leaves, she will at least confirm Doug's account. She will find a means to get in touch with Doug 3's father, Charles, who is Doug's son. When she phones Harris, he gives her Charles's number. For the first time, Hope phones her half-brother and asks him a few questions regarding his son. She praises him after a brief conversation and says they will meet in person eventually. Everything was confirmed by Charles, who said that although he's astonished that he's in Salem, it makes sense because he just told Doug about his family. Hope thinks Doug is her nephew, but she questions his true motivations. Roman assures Julie that they would take care of her. Hope says a few last goodbyes and rushes off. On the bench in front of a Christmas tree in Horton Square, dazed Jack consoles Jennifer. While sitting on the square with Jack, Jennifer confesses that she is concerned about Chad and JJ facing Clyde. She can't stomach anything happening to JJ because the family has experienced so many losses. Jack assures him that everything will be all right. JJ and Chad must do this for Abigail, and they must have faith in the boy's ability to succeed. At the Horton residence, Doug 3 examines the pictures on the mantel before removing the pilfered necklace to reflect on it. He remembers sneaking around outside and listening to the family's conversation when they discovered the necklace for the first time. Julie enters and asks Doug what he's doing with a smile. He claims to have been examining the pictures as he puts the necklace back in his pocket. The majority, according to Julie, are her relatives. There weren't many blood relations for Doug. She regrets that Doug was unable to meet Hope and her children. Julie goes on to say that Sierra is eager to show him the necklace and is opening the time capsule. It's gone when she opens the box. Obviously. Dazed Doug 3 observes as Julie searches the time capsule, disappointed that she cannot locate the necklace. Julie asks where the necklace is after Jennifer returns. The necklace was stolen, Jen informs us. They haven't called the police yet, but they didn't want to annoy her. Julie doesn't think Steven did it, but they do. Her brother changed. In addition, my brother is a good man. As Doug 3 watches, Jen demands to know who else it could have been. Julie is unaware, but they don't know anyone. They must have been on their way to the memorial when someone broke in. Doug recalls doing just that as soon as they departed. Julie simply maintains that her brother was not involved. Doug adds that Steven hurried out of town and likes to enter and exit the residence through windows. Jack leaves after texting Jennifer to let her know he needs her. Doug inquires about Julie's well-being. No. No. Absolutely not. She breaks down in tears as she talks about how much Steven's presence meant to her and now this. He cannot be a burglar. Doug believes Julie should be aware of something. Steven will always be there for her, even if he disappoints her. Hope arrives to bid farewell. When Hope tells Julie that she must return to Beau, Julie starts crying. As Hope hugs her and tells her how much her father loved her, she breaks down in tears. I sense his affection. I sense it everywhere. Darling, I hope you feel it too. Doug 3 looks on while dazed Julie holds Hope's hands. Hope tells Julie that she feels it and that she hopes Julie will be all right. Hope bids them farewell once more after they both promise to do so. Doug and Hope are left alone when Julie insists on bringing her a box of Grandma's donuts. She hopes he will look after Julie while she is away and adds it was good to meet him. I will return if you injure her in any manner. And next time, not so amiable. Steve questions Jack about JJ when they meet. Jack acknowledges that he is concerned but has not heard anything. Now that they know where Weston is, Steve claims he called in some ISA favors to find him. He receives a message. When JJ awakens in bed in Vancouver, Gabby's arm is over him. She awakens in embarrassment as he carefully takes it off. He makes fun of her for missing him. JJ tells her she's better off without him after they briefly discuss Gabby, who was dreaming of him when she cuddled up to him. However, for what it's worth, I'm sorry that things turned out the way they did because you loved him. Days as they lie in bed in the motel in Vancouver, JJ glances up at Gabby. After expressing gratitude, Gabby advises them to put on their clothes. Just before a note for Chad is slid under their door, they worry because they haven't heard from Clyde. Damn it, murmurs JJ. Bring Cat to the kitten club this morning, the message instructs. He awakens Cat from a nightmare in which Clyde murders her mother in their room. She fears that the dream is true and that her mother has passed away, despite his attempts to reassure her. She sobs in Chad's arms as he hugs her. She apologizes and pushes away, but Chad understands. She shares with him how her mother used to soothe her during the horrible nightmares she experienced as a child. Chad wants to remain committed to obtaining Abigail's remains and prosecuting Clyde. He returns to the restroom. Later, Chad waits impatiently for Kat to exit the restroom, wondering why she's taking so long. She emerges and declares that she has no shortage of resources. She wants to make amends for harming Chad and save her mother. Dazed Chad cradles Kat in his arms while she sobs in their motel room. I still love you, Chad, she exclaims. He begs at her to stop, but she insists that she lied to save her mother, not to harm him. There is no justification for her actions. As JJ and Gabby knock with the letter, Kat interrupts herself to continue talking about how she has feelings for him and is unsure of what to do. After considering the demand, Chad and Kat decide they will have to go alone. They were no longer in the lead. Chad believes it's too risky, so JJ and Gabby volunteer to provide backup. JJ says they'll have to figure out a way to turn the tables on him. Steve calls at that moment with some news. The ISA located an apartment address. Steve tells Chad that he may thank him by avoiding death. While JJ and Gabby inspect the flat, Chad and Kat make the decision to go to the club and stall Clyde. After they inspect the flat and save Kat's mother, Gabby says they can call the police. Although Chad claims they have no choice but to believe Kat, JJ still doesn't trust her. Chad consents to wait to notify the police until Kat's mother is secure. Therefore, JJ emphasizes that they will need to escape Clyde alone.